I hated every second of school. I hated everything about it. I hated the children in it. I hated everyone that was inside of it. The reason why? Because I was so much bullied. I could not study like I should, and I was so different than them, and I hated it. I was just hoping that one day it would end, that just I didn't care if I would die, because I was simply just not like them. I, from the very beginning of my life, I was already trying to force myself to be more like them, to be more social, to be more like them, and so that I could ignore all of these voices in my head. And I was trying it, and I was succeeding it sometimes, but not always. From the beginning of my life, I already had these voices, and these voices just returned once I accepted the dragon. The dragon was always talking. Always. This is not something new. This is something that I just forgot. That I was already talking to the dragon. And the knowledge that the dragon was giving me was already starting from then on. The knowledge, my brothers and sisters, the forbidden knowledge that I sometimes say. Forbidden because it's actually something that was not allowed to know. Something that is not allowed to know for other people. Sometimes the dragon is saying secrets to us. Secrets to let us be closer together. Because I write one of these secrets down from a brother or a sister from back in the day. It's ancient. It's very ancient, and it's Latin. It is a spell, a dragon spell, but it's also knowledge that the one that wrote this seriously knew where the dragon stood for, and that he or she could feel the dragon very, very much. Wait. This is a spell that is saying in sum saxorum industrium montum Ethereum operum, something like this. So in short, it wants to say, from dust it became the mountains, and out of the mountains became life. Out of life came the dragon. So very, very much, very, very wise words actually from the ancient times. And this is something that remained, it stayed. It's something that we still remember on the dragon's path from someone who was on the dragon's path, who was calling out for the dragon, out of the knowledge that he gained once he was in the forest or somewhere else where he could talk with the dragon, that he opened the gates with this. And this is a spell that opened the gate very much. I believe that he opened the fifth gate very, very much with saying this, because he was knowing this. And in my book of Dragon Shadows, there are a lot of spells that are similar to this, but simply in my own language, in Dutch, because the dragon speaks all languages. It's all of in the mind. We are saying something to each other inside of our mind, and that is also something that the dragon is telling you. Just speak up. Just know that I am listening. Sometimes. that you can open the gates up with your own knowledge that you are gaining on the dragon's path. I know it's simply human to say, what do I have to do or something, but this brother or sister has understood where the dragon is standing for. If you want to open the gates, then tell your spell, open the gates with your own draconic force that you have inside, and open it up for yourself with simply saying something like this. You also let your mind work into this. So there are a lot of things. I mean, sometimes back in the day, I asked the dragon, why do I supposed to know all of this? It drives me insane. I mean, why do I have to know about these gates? Sometimes I said, if I didn't know about these gates or everything where the dragon stands for, maybe I was more like these children that bullied me. Maybe I was not bullied if I just was a normal child that didn't have voices in his head, that I could just play along and studied well and just be like everyone else. Sometimes I say this to the dragon, that I didn't need this. And yet I love the dragon so much that I would never ever turn my back on the dragon. That is how connected that you can be, how strong it can be. That you, if I go into this forest, I go out of it with forbidden knowledge. And I sometimes I say things without knowing. How do I supposed to know all of this? How to open the gates and how to connect with your dragon? For every one of us, the outcome is different. It's going to be a different spell. This is not the spell that you are supposed to say, but for the people who are on the dragon's path, you are supposed to say your own spell. What suits you? What do you feel about the dragon, for example? What do you feel inside of yourself? Inside of you, what do you feel for the dragon? Say it and explore it. Explore every feeling that you have, because this is what connects you with the dragon. And that is what I also had once I was a child. I was forcing it because I knew that I would let myself go into the dragon's path. I was even worse than if I just accepted then and there that I was on the dragon's path. Everyone would bully me even more. I know this very much. So I was not giving in to this, and I actually pushed the dragon away. And I succeeded for a while, but not for eternity. I mean, once I was 18 years old, on the day of my birthday in 2005, the dragon came before me, and I just could not ignore it anymore. I was a dragon witch, and I was going through the gates. I was exploring forbidden knowledge. I say forbidden because it's not meant for humans, normal humans, the ones who have bullied me. It's not meant for them to know, because they will have nothing for this. And this is what makes you special. With the connection with the dragon, you are allowed to know things because you can travel. You can do things with this. This is doing nothing for the ones who are not on the dragon's path. Not any spell is working for them because they are not allowed behind the gates. They are not allowed with the dragon. They are not allowed to know anything about the dragon. So if you write something down and you give it to someone who doesn't have any connection with the dragon, it's going to do nothing. Or maybe the inverse spell, maybe it can be that it can be reversed. So because the dragon is very secure, if someone is trying to go through the dragon's gate who does not belong there, it's something like if you want to open a gate that is not allowed, then there can be electricity on it. And it can be if someone is trying to open the gate with a spell like this, because the one has no forbidden knowledge, there's no connection, but is trying with all of what he can or she can to open up the gates. If they are trying, it can be that it can affect them in a negative way if they are not on the dragon's path. So they have to know before they are trying to open the dragon's gate that they are allowed. If they are not allowed, then don't try it. I mean, if you have feelings for the dragon, if you have this feeling, if you love dragons, if you even like dragons, if you have this feeling for them, then explore it. Try to explore it, and so try to open up the gates. If you have these feelings, then I know when you say something like this, if you are trying this, then you will reach out for the gate and you will try to open it alongside with your dragon, or maybe with some tools. That is just the same thing, by the way. Everyone was saying, it has nothing to do with the dragon. I say yes. I tried this. I tried this in my rituals, and this is the key of the night. This is the key of the dragon. This is the one that connects us all in 3 horns of 3 different dragons, a trinity. And one of these horns is you. And they say, I didn't see it like this. Yeah, that is why you have to try it. I tried everything that the dragon is saying to me. I tried every spell. And so I try to connect with my feelings and instincts. And these instincts are connecting me with what the dragon is saying. And it is purely for humans, forbidden knowledge. But not for you. It's not forbidden for you. You are trying to explore this. You should explore this. Explore everything there is supposed to know on the dragon's path, and your own feelings and instincts. And if the real spells are like this is a brother or sister that understood very much what this is and how it's supposed to be, because this spell is saying that out of nature comes the dragon. Out of the dragon god comes another god who lives on earth. That is what it wants to say in Latin. And that is so beautiful. That is something that could work for me as well, because I have the same feelings about the dragon. So in a way, if I say this in my language, with pure connection with the dragon, it could work. That is why it still exists to this day. It's very ancient. This spell is so old, and yet to this day it still exists, because for some it opens gates. And I'm sure of it, that you will open gates as well. You just have to try it. You also have this access to this forbidden knowledge. Even though I sometimes say to the dragon, it's too much. It's too much for me to handle. So many things to know, so many things to understand. I needed more than a lifetime to understand everything about all of these worlds, these gates, about these forbidden knowledges, about the mind of a dragon. I mean, the mind of the dragon is godlike. It is something that humans just cannot understand, yet you are trying to understand it. It's so much more than human. And to connect with this, sometimes it can, if you are not on the dragon's path and you are trying to do it, it can make you insane for what the dragon is knowing. I mean, they are the gods. The dragon gods as well. You are connecting with them. You are trying to be one with them. You are trying to be on the same place, in the same horns as a dragon god, as a creator of everything. So you are trying to know everything there is to know about what a god knows. A dragon god. In this case, there is the only god. Those are the dragon gods. And you are connecting with them. So you are a descendant of a god. So you are supposed to know all of these so-called forbidden knowledge, but for you it's not forbidden at all. It is something that you're supposed to know, and it's something that you have to have a place inside of your life, among your daily life. Everything that you're supposed to know, that you are gaining the wisdom and knowledge, everything that you are gaining is something that you have to place somewhere about what you know of yourself and the dragon. This path is not easy, but it's so rewarding. Every time when you know something new, you come a step closer to the dragon. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.